and he was like, "Do you know the girl working there?" And I was like, "No." I guess the owner of the place is a girl that I've never met her before, other than like yesterday when I got my coffee. And when I left, she was talking to the rest of the workers, and they're being like, "Oh my gosh, I hate that Emma McDonald girl.
All
Like,
right.
she's so annoying." So she's like,
All
just
right.
in here, like, I don't. She's
So
so uncomfortable because
so let me explain this. Let me explain this little thing here a little tad bit, okay? So this is Emma McDonald, and I knew her years ago, years and years and years ago, and it was over. She did like a YouTube video, and it was something that I was looking like a review or like a something about school or something, and I didn't really, a year passed by, and I watched another video. It was about mental health, and that really resonated with me, and so I thought, well, if you guys don't know her, like she's this rich girl, raised, born and raised, grew up in the Hamptons, very wealthy. Like they have plenty of money. It's not a big, like that's how they lived, right? And but you would think that how could someone like this have mental health if they have all this access to stuff? They have access to doctors and therapists and tutors and whatever whatever entertainment that you may have or may want, you can do that, right? But with her, she's more isolated, right? At the time, not now, but at the time, years ago, she was different than she is now. But years ago, she was like more isolated, like more of like what do they call those people that are like I forgot the word. Introverts, right? Like the ones that are like more alone and they don't really, go out as much back then, not now, but back then that's how she was, right? And I thought that was very interesting because it's like people that are wealthy, they, you have to socialize a lot. You have to like people. You have to be around people and a lot to get anything done. And one thing that I noticed is that talking to her, what she may not realize is that because we're talking about mental health, but all other things that I realized too that I seen is that it's because maybe she's since you're born in the Hamptons, you have plenty of money, grew up there, it's hard to really associate to understand how other people that don't make as much money or don't have any money, you know, can be ignored so easy. So like, when she goes to the coffee shop or when she goes to the mall or when she goes to these, all these things that she does that takes a lot of money, the people that are working there, people don't, not just her, but and people with money, influencers, just rich people in general don't really care about them, right? Like, they just like, oh, you do your job and that's it. And that's how a lot of people, it's sad to say, but that's a lot of people, they don't really put the effort into like, not really caring. It's just being a person, you talk, not talking to them, just, you know, like you can, rich people can change people's lives really easily, but they choose to ignore them. And I think that's maybe a spot where everybody can work on. And because, there's a lot of people that are not going to live the way that, her and her brother live, her and her sister live, the way she lives. Like, they have, generational wealth, right? So they're not going to worry about that stuff, The issue with it, though, is that a lot of people get ignored in the process, and we're all humans, no matter what, if you're making a minimum wage or you're, you know, a billionaire, you're still, there's human race, right? And there's compassion to certain things. I'm not saying all humans are great because most of them aren't, but just to have that same, like, not fair, but an equalness, at least at the same that you give back that you put back, right, in the world. And I can see that she overlooks that sometimes. A lot of times she does overlook it, and that's why some people can say, oh well, she's annoying, or they just don't understand, because to her, when someone says, oh, let's go out on the boat, or let's go, do whatever it is, let's go take this trip, they don't understand, like, this is a lot of money to them, but they're used to it. So they have it, so they don't really care, and that's the way life is, and you don't have to feel, you don't have to care, so it's whatever. But a lot of people can lose, have that kind of, not jealousy. It's just one of those people that are there, they're working, they're stressed, and then this person's just living their best life, and it's kind of a like a, why don't you help, or why don't you donate, or why don't you try to do what I do just for one day so you can see how it feels, or why don't you could do so much more. If I was in that position, I would do this or that, or be more vote motivated, or be, instead of for myself, instead of taking these $20,000 trips, or whatever it is, I would do this with the money, or what, whatever it is, right? So that's why that you can lose a lot of connections there with just like regular. When I say regular people, I just mean like not rich people, just regular people, right? And a second thing that is that talking with her and stuff like that, just different things, I'm not talking about racism, but there's like the way she dates is like she only likes white people that are tall and have like blonde hair or like light brown hair. That's her type. Like she will not date anybody else that's like that has black hair. She doesn't like that. If you're, darker tone or whatever, she doesn't like that. Like that's not her type. That's not her preference. So something like that, I'm not going to get into that stuff because that's like someone's preference of dating, but I'm just saying like, like I'm not going to say that on, I wouldn't do that. I don't feel that way, but I wouldn't even say that. And there's a video of her saying that. So it's kind of weird, but just stuff like that, and she doesn't care either. So I don't understand. And she knows it's true. You can look it up. It's true. I have the video if you want me to post it. She says it, so she's the one that said it, not me. And she's the one that, how much effort it took to post and make a video like that. So I'm not saying nothing. I'm just saying maybe she's frustrated. Maybe she doesn't want people calling her up, hitting her up like that. But she made it clear. She only likes white guys that are tall and that have blonde hair or light brown hair. That's all she's interested in. So there you go. That's another thing. And then a third thing is it all connects together because the way she is, I question why, how can you have all this mental health issues 1 year and then within a switch, a matter, not even a year, do the complete opposite. And that's where I'm saying, I'm not saying that she uses people. All I'm saying is that it's funny how she acts different from in a place of like whatever she needs or whatever she has to get done. Like she's really, there. And then all of a sudden she's not there when she doesn't need you or whatever it is, That's an issue as well. That's what she uses. So I'm not saying she uses people. I'm just saying it may come off as fake to other people that it's like, oh, you're only doing this because you need something out of it or whatever it is. And then she changes her attitude. I seen that a little bit and you can tell. So how do I get connected to all this, right? Well, because if you go to my TikTok, you'll notice, and this is the verified account of Emma's verified account, Emma McDonald. She blocked me. And, we were on there and, I and I don't know. But, yeah, anyway, she blocked me. So, personally blocked me. So, that's a bunch of baloney. But you can see, like, there's just consistency. You know what I mean? There's consistency in things. And with her, it's not consistent. It's just, whatever she's feeling, that's the way it is. And she doesn't care about people, really. So, I think that's where people can get kind of, like, offended towards that behavior. But just because you're rich doesn't mean you can act or treat people the certain way and then think that you can have everything your way, because it doesn't work like that in life.